Next up on WCTR, the news. We try to make it interesting and not depressing.
This is Leanne Forget, WCTR News. Foreigners are coming. Who are they and why should we care? The FDA warns shampoo is killing your unborn child. Plus, protests continue outside the Zebra Bar Candy Company. Now for Traffic and Transit with Richard Burns.
That's right, Leanne. I'm Richard Burns. The aftermath of the devastating earthquake continues. Travel is still severely restricted statewide. Officials say there are still no reported casualties, which is truly unfortunate as it makes for incredibly boring news. The federal government is still refusing aid to help rebuild bridges, and everyone is blaming each other. The governor is threatening to bomb Australia, despite scientific proof it wasn't their fault. Richard Burns, WCTR.
Police say gang trouble is on the rise again, especially in Los Santos. Sources believe it is linked to the rising drugs trade, while others blame the fascist pigs. Also in gang news, customs officials report a huge influx of Russian mobsters and cheap weapons since the fall of the wall. The governor's office said everything is okay. In Vinewood news, rapper Mad Dogg was celebrating the launch of his new clothing line. Richard caught up with him.
The thing about Mad Dogg is, I'm thinking about becoming a superstar. I mean, I've done everything I could do in the rap game. I won shit hands down. Nobody can handle me, Lifetime champ, no shit. Can I say shit?
Oh, hey man, it's cool.
That's cool. Okay, no shit. I got clothes. I got labels coming out, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing drinks. I got shoes, tires, rims. Thinking, next stage is being a full-on superstar, I get to wear a tight suit and nail a lot of tail, you dig? What I do in real life. Gotta get me a drink, though, right now, because I'm thirsty,
What a troubled man. Sounds like he should lay off the sauce. Also today, a Tourette's theater group banned from the park, unless they take up mine. And finally, in foreign news, a suspected U.S. agent was caught in Panama selling weaponry to right-wing guerrillas, causing a major incident. But we plan mostly to gloss over the implications and hope you enjoy some sporting activity tonight. The State Department is advising against foreign travel. This was Leanne Forget, WCTR News. Let's be careful out there.
Prepare to be scared. The news is next.
This is Leanne Forget, WCTR News. Pop sensation Crow threatens to stop singing. America celebrates. And movies. Are they true? Plus, children. Was Freud right? Do they want us all dead? Now a WCTR exclusive with Richard Burns.
That's right, Leanne. I'm Richard Burns. Crime in Los Santos has skyrocketed, with officials saying carjacking, murder, robbery, and gang activity is all on the rise. Police described it as, and I'm quoting here, nothing to worry about. I met up with a real-life carjacker earlier who showed me the ropes.
I call it the 3 G's. You just grab, get in, and go.
Oh my God, you in so much trouble!
You shut up, bitch!
Yeah, you be quiet, bitch. This is a news story. Oh, cool. This is great. This is quality journalism. Back to you, Leanne. Hey, let's get blunted and grab some clucking bell. I have got mad munchies.
Sounds good to me. Fire it up.
Dude, you got any papers?
Youth counselors in Los Santos are heading to the streets and meeting one-on-one with members of the community. One citizen told WCTR the real problem with drugs.
They always saying there's too many drugs in the hood. Homie, that's bullshit. Plain bullshit. I mean, way I see it is, it ain't enough drugs in the hood. Ain't nothing like enough, and that's the real problem for people.
Police still have no leads in the tragic murder of Officer Ralph Pendlebury, whose body was found recently. Pendlebury worked for Internal Affairs. It was believed he was close to uncovering a huge corruption ring within the LSPD. A police spokesman denied the story. A San Fierro man is suing the Renaissance Fair for selling him replica weaponry, which he blames for a string of murders. Richard caught up with him.
I purchased a working catapult at the Renaissance Fair, and after a fight with my insurance salesman over my DWI, I began lobbing balls of fire at his house and burnt down an entire neighborhood. It's inexcusable. The manufacturers will pay. Give me some money. Come on, give me some money. It's their fault. What kind of a person sells a catapult without putting a very clear warning on the side? I don't want to work very hard, so I've hired a lawyer. I'm gonna be rich.
Seems fair enough to me. I'm Leanne Forget. That was the news. Be safe out there.
Next up, we've got the news. This time, some of it's true. Who are we kidding?
I'm Leanne Forget, WCTR News. Here's everything that matters in simple terms so you can understand. A dire warning from America's gun manufacturers.
Arm yourself or die!
And our top story. Alan Crawford, manager of the rapper Mad Dogg, murdered. Mad Dogg recently launched a clothing label and compared himself favorably to Jesus and Gandhi while sniffing a lot. The brutal murder remains unsolved. Police suspect foul play. Richard Burns is at the scene.
No. Actually, Leanne, that story wasn't very interesting. So, I rode with San Fierro Police Detective Dirk Martin, who was assigned to curtail illegal street racing activities in the countryside surrounding Los Santos and San Fierro.
You know what's really cool? You get to chase these slime balls really fast. And if you hit someone a wreck, it's never your fault.
Oh, this is so cool. You get to eat while you work? Let me see that. Hey, stop now, bitches, or we'll shoot out your tires.
Put that down!
Ah, dude, don't be a dick. Let me shoot out his tires.
I'm doing like 110 miles an hour right now.
Okay. In foreign news, a heavily discredited former dictator in Latin America is claiming a U.S. government agency sold him weapons in exchange for drugs that are now being sold on the streets of our cities. Government officials strongly deny the claim.
Why would we do something so crazy? We don't need drugs. We have good hookups already. Besides which, do you know how much cocaine is needed to buy a helicopter? It's more than I can snort.
Leanne Forget, WCTR News. Stay worried out there.
Next up, it's sensationalist propaganda. I mean the news.
I'm Leanne Forget, WCTR News. Here's what you should think matters. Breaking news. Strange lights spotted over the desert. Here's an eyewitness report.
I seen some strange lights over the desert. Yep, sure did.
Currently, we have no more information. In other news, residents are upset at taxes funding the Los Santos Museum of Natural History.
This fascination with the past is ridiculous. I mean, I've been to Pangea. It was disgusting. Our ancestors were idiots. My grandmother can barely talk, she's so stupid.
Also, more gang violence. We go to the streets of Los Santos with Richard Burns.
That's right, Leanne. I'm Richard Burns, and I am in a terrible part of town. A town under siege by hoodlums. Gang and drug wars are plaguing the city.
Hey, you want this bird or what? Yeah, just put it in the van.
A huge, sudden upsurge in cocaine sales have been reported. The street wars between gangs of Ballas and Grove Street hoodlums came to a head recently when several senior Grove Street gang members were killed, while others were incarcerated. The police described that as, and I'm quoting, excellent news. Back to you, Leanne. Hey, has this been cut?
Hell no, it's good shit.
Bridges linking Red County and Flint County finally reopened recently after long delays following the earthquake. The governor congratulated himself extensively. In entertainment news, first it was the Budgies, then it was Love Fist. Now the British invasion starts up again, this time from the Scottish village of Manchester. New band The Gurning Chimps are tipped for stardom. We caught up with the lead singer Macker when he landed in Los Santos Airport.
The Gurning Chimps are coming to America, man. We're gonna take over. Mark my words and wipe my fucking ass. Lock up your daughters and get the drugs in. Manchester's in the area.
Leanne Forget, WCTR News. Keep it locked on. It's getting worse out there.
Let's go find out what's really happening in the world. News.
I'm Leanne Forget, WCTR News. We distort, you can't retort. Breaking news. Is skateboarding turning your son gay? Also, San Fierro has been hit by 1/10 scale chaos recently following a series of mini terrorist attacks. Tiny techno-terrorists are suspected. More on that story as it comes in. A district attorney is facing a long jail sentence after he was arrested outside the Vankoff Hotel trying to escape with well over a ton of marijuana. Police are currently investigating claims it was for personal use. Staying with pot, police are celebrating the destruction of a major haul of marijuana in Flint County recently. Unfortunately, the huge fire caused problems for local wildlife, much of which was found eating chocolate, listening to the same band over and over, and buying fractal artwork. Richard Burns is on the scene.
Oh man, I am wicked baked. Hey man, in the movie, you got shot, but you look great, baby. Hey, who's the guy with the antler? Oh, shit! No, dude, I was just checking to see if she was in heat. No, it's cool, dude. She's your dough. Dude, be cool.
All right. Inhabitants of Bone County reported further inexplicable lights over the desert.
Yeah, sure did.
Government officials blame the water supply. And more positive news came from street good guy Big Smoke, who today unveiled his new orphanage in a ceremony in Los Santos.
Yes! Thank you!
I'd just like to say this is a great day for the impoverished and disadvantaged of Los Santos. And it's a real honor that I am as generous as I am. I remember when I was a little boy, my dear mother would ask me what I wanted to be when I grew up. And I said, Mom, I want to be a savior. It's a great opportunity. The Big Smoke Orphanage teaches kids important skills. I was an orphan. I struggled. I saw friends make mistakes and get pulled from the path of righteousness. But now, thanks to the generosity of a great man like me, kids is gonna be saved. Big Smoke, baby! Remember the name.
In crime news, Asian gang trouble in San Fierro is on the rise, with problems developing between Chinese triad gangs and Vietnamese gangs. A government official released this statement.
Hey, if they want to kill each other, let them. It's great. It means your taxes go down.
I'm Leanne Forget, WCTR News. Stay indoors.